I'm going to upload the code with some comments showing what is happening in each of these steps. But what I'm going to show you next is how to use a slider, maybe define the color. Okay, so if you go to the resources, you'll see we have quite a good number of links that is going to be really helpful. You know how to add HTML button from assignment 0. Let's play with slider. So if I add this slider, check the example here. I can copy the example. So this is the HTML code for adding a slider. So I'm copying the whole thing. I want to have a slider here. So in the HTML part, inside the body, just after the canvas, I'm going to put the slider. And the names are not related, but still, let's see. At least it is working. So let me quickly add some break here to make it look better. And then change the name, maybe. So let's follow the similar user interface here. So I want to change the shape color. So the first one is red. So let's go with red. So I'm calling this red S for slider. And then this is red S, the name, mean 0, max, let's make the max 20 maybe. And then let's put the label before the slider. And the label is obviously going to be red. This is just the text, right? Oops. This is red. This should be red S. So I practically copied the example right from here. And if I refresh it now, we'll have a similar thing like what we have in our. So can we change the color using the slider? So it's obviously the slider is working, but there is nothing connecting the slider to the JavaScript side. So what can we do about that? Let's do some simple experiment first. See if we can get data from the slider. So the slider has 0 to 20. This is our range. Then let's see if we can print something here from the slider in the main function. So in our main function, after getting the canvas, we can get the value of the slider, right? So let's do that. We are using similar document get element by ID. And then if you remember the ID, that was red S. And I'm going to add event listener to the slider. I'm going to add event as a mouse up. So if I move the slider and move the mouse, it will do something. So mouse up. And if that happens, I'm just going to define a function. That function is going to, let's say, print the value of console log, the value of slider, right? So I'm going to use this value, right? Then this is part of the function. So a lot of things packed in one line. Let's see if that works. If I refresh and then move this, it is printing the value, right? So obviously you can pass the value to the JavaScript side. So now let's see if we can change, maybe add some red here, because we have a uniform variable defined there, right? Okay, so since I want to change or drawing something new every time, I don't have a draw function here, right? only have a main function, which is only going to run once. So let me actually put everything from here that is I'm using for drawing in another function called draw. This is a bit better code organization, but I'm practically doing the same thing, not changing anything for now. Just moving part of the code here, and then I need to call the draw function just here, right? Because I want to draw things on the canvas. If I run this now, what will be the issue? The issue is our GL and canvas is not local, not global. This is local, right? So it is not the draw. So I can just make them global like this and see if that works. That works, right? Another option would be passing them as parameters here. So just for better memory management, I'm going to pass them. Canvas, you don't need the canvas, you just need the GL. And get the GL here. That is also going to work. Okay. So now we have a different draw call, but it's been called only once, right? I want to draw a new triangle every time I move the slider. So I need to move some things. So this shape color is something I'm going to move to the main function because I want to define the shape color from this slider. So I'm going to put the shape color here. So the red component is 0 now. And then I want to, every time I use the slider, I want to draw a new triangle. So I'm going to move this here as well. And then instead of printing the value, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to change the shape color. That is the first value because this is red, right? So shape color 0 is going to be the color coming from the slider, but that need to be in the range of 0 to 1. So I have 0 to 20 in the slider, so I need to make it normalized in 1. So I'm just going to do this value, and then I'm going to divide that by 20. Okay. So now we're changing the shape color with the slider value, but is it going to work? It is not going to work, right? Let's see. Even the first program is not going to work because the shape color is used here, it is not defined. So we need to pass that color to here, or we can make this global. It's up to you. So now this is global, this is working. This is being changed every time I move this, but the effect is not shown in the shape, right? There is no effect. Why is that? Because even though I'm changing the color, I'm not drawing the triangle again, right? I need to do that. So that's why I'm going to do the draw call inside this function again. So this is the initial draw. When I run the code, it will show me some initial triangle. And when I have this, it will change the triangle, right? That's what should happen. So if I refresh this, then move the slider, you can see the change of color, right? Now it is more red. Now there is no red. Okay, so I think this is pretty much a very good starting point for everything you need to do. So I'm going to stop here, and if there is more questions, I can answer that. I'll upload the video and I'll add more comments to